There is power that lies in our tongue. We really have the ability to make or break a man. And I know that sounds so insane, because the first time a woman told me that, I was like, what is she talking about? Girl, why? He better be strong enough to understand and move on, okay? My little words don't hurt him. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Like, he better get with the program. I know from experience that a lot of my relationships did not work out because of this mouth right here. See, me, when I feel disrespected, I take it from 0 to 100 real quick, okay? Because I already know physically I can't beat you. I know it sounds fucked up, but I know physically I can't beat you. So I try to like throw jabs at you where I know I'm gonna hurt you emotionally, or I might hurt you mentally. That's what I did a couple of times. And now I'm learning that I can still get you mentally because I can't beat you physically, but I don't have to hit below the belt. Okay, women fumble. We always say men fumble the bag, men fumble the bag. Women do too. Some people are irreplaceable. We fuck up. We fuck up. Get right with somebody else. Get right with somebody else. Just be like, you know what? I went wrong here. I did this wrong. All right, now I know. Because it's a learning experience. You get what I'm saying? Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. And don't be like, oh, he couldn't handle a real woman. No. He told you straight up. You cool and all as a friend. Dating you? Get somebody else to do it. That's what he said. So now you know. Move on. This train gonna keep on rolling. One monkey don't stop, no show, okay?
You know you're such a fucking lady, right? Yeah. She only really rock with a team. She don't really fuck with you, boy.
Hey ladies and gents, if you are watching, if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Miss Brownstone and I'm your host. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe button, hit all them buttons except for the thumbs down button unless you really mean. Okay. So today I am, how can I say this? Well, today we have Her Notes. And for those that are new, I say you, those that are new to my podcast, Her Notes is something that I started on Spotify and my original, content, whatever. If y'all want to go check it out, y'all can. It is She Knows Podcast by Miss Brownstone. It's on all streaming platforms, just let y'all know. But Her Notes is something that I have started a couple years back, and it stands for Hearing Every Day Real-ish, okay? And it's where my listeners, my sissies, okay, the girls, all right, when they use me as if they are as if I am their diary. So they slip and slide in my DMs, okay, because it's going down in my DMs. Ooh, hey, it's going down in my DMs. They slip and slide in my DMs, and they tell me about their relationship. They tell me about their friendship. They tell me about anything they can possibly think of, and I give my advice, okay? I am their diary that talks back, okay? So I can't say I won't tell, but I'm about to tell, okay? Say I won't tell your secrets. They ain't gonna know it's you, but I'm gonna tell it, all right? So today's episode was actually sent in by a listener. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but I'm gonna tell you what had happened, okay? It says, I am really interested in this one guy. We can call him Frank. He's almost actually my type. Oh, yeah, he's almost actually my type, in and out. And in the beginning of our friendship, he was sweet and a gentleman, and we hit it off. However, after a while, things kind of like faded, and he said he felt disrespected by me in some of the interactions, which I was confused about. But nevertheless, disrespect is disrespect, and I apologize. But we kind of slowed things down in terms of talking. He stopped opening up and asking me questions. I felt like I ended up hitting him up. Oh, I felt like I ended up hitting him up and going out the way to check in on him and try to pick up the pieces of where we left off. Okay, let me find the other one. It's like, bear with me, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. Where did I stop at? Hit the pieces of where we left off. Okay. I was telling him how I kind of miss how things were. He then asked me what I wanted, and I told him I wanted to date. And he brought up a point that talking about dating and relationships, when our friendship foundation is kind of rocky, seems counterproductive, which I agree. However, I felt like we were already dating because we've been intimate. All right. So one thing about me, and we're going to get to the point of this episode. So just bear with me. It's going to get good, okay? One thing about me is, when you tell me stories, I also like to get as much details because I can really figure out what's going on. Because what happened was, women don't tell the whole story. And honestly, I'm not even going to say women, people don't tell the whole story. They tell the pieces that make them look good, okay? They don't tell the whole damn thing, all right? So then she sends me screenshots from her and the guy. So her screenshot says, she says, so you don't want to talk? He says, never said that. She said, you don't want to talk to me? He said, never said that. You be mad at me 80% of the time when we interact with each other, which in my eyes is not healthy at all. So why would you put yourself through that? So, I'm trying to not fast forward or whatever. So she says, I was exaggerating with the percentage, but I don't know. You were really sweet when we first met, and I guess a part of me is just holding on to that. And yeah, you do get me upset, especially because a lot of the things could be avoided, right? So then he says, and you don't believe that you have anything to do with this. So then she says she takes responsibility for it, right? So here's where things get a little interesting. Okay, how do you get out of this? As the conversation goes on, she's basically he's telling her, I just want to be your friend. Like, we could just be friends or whatever, because of her behavior. He says she's very disrespectful. And I guess when she gets mad, she flips out or whatever. She reacts to whatever he does, and he feels like you're disrespectful. He sat here and said, if that's what you believe, okay, I'm not reading all her parts, but she just was saying, like, okay, whatever. So he says, if that's what you believe, then okay, I won't argue, but regardless, you get what you get. And due to being disrespected on multiple occasions, I would expect the person to not be as sweet. as they were during the honeymoon phase. So they're still talking about being friends and everything like that. And he's telling her, I want to be your friend. And she's like, I can't be your friend because we already was intimate. And last time I checked, friends don't hunch, okay? That's what she was saying to him. And he was basically saying, like, well, we could still do that. And she was like, well, I would still find you attractive. I would still want to do those things. And he was like, well, we could still do that, but, dating you, I'm not dating you. That's what he said to her. Like, dating you, I'm not dating you or whatever. So she slipped this out of my DMs and she wants to know, what should she do? What is my intake on it? And first thing first, I want to say is, hold on. I'm trying to get out these pictures because I did screenshots. First thing first, I want to talk about how do we react when we're upset. I want to talk about how we have to be careful. And I say this before. I think I said this before my podcast. We have to be careful how we pour into the men that we date. We have to understand that our mouth literally holds power. Like, you ever heard there before, like, there's power in the tongue? Yes, especially when it comes to men. Because they go out here in this world and they do whatever they got to do, or whatever case be. You already got the world bashing them, especially black men. And then they come home to us, or they're just in our presence, and we also bash them. And it's not all women, but it does happen. So when you get upset, sometimes we hit below the belt. Like, when I tell you my mouth is lethal, my mouth is lethal. Like, and that's why a lot of my relationships in the past did not work out. Like, and I'm going to tell you, I always speak from experience. I don't get on the mic and say anything that I can't relate to. I know from experience that a lot of my relationships did not work out because of this mouth right here. See, me, when I feel disrespected, I take it from 0 to 100 real quick, okay? Because I already know physically I can't beat you. I know it sounds fucked up, but I know physically I can't beat you. So I try to, like, throw jabs at you where I know I'm going to hurt you emotionally, or I might hurt you mentally. That's what I did a couple of times. And now I'm learning that I can still get you mentally because I can't beat you physically, but I don't have to hit below the belt. My mentally could be like me leaving, you know what I mean? Like, and taking space from you, taking a break from you, or, just watching the way I deliver things. You know what I mean? I don't have to just be all like, rah, rah, rah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different way I can come at it. So I say all this to say that there is power that lies in our tongue. We really have the ability to make or break a man. And I know that sounds so insane, because the first time a woman told me that, I was like, what is she talking about? Girl, why? He better be strong enough to understand and move on, okay? My little words don't hurt him. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Like, he better get with the program. That's exactly what I thought at first when I heard it. But then I had to really think about it. If I'm the one that constantly pours into him and is his support system, I'm the one that when he comes around me, I'm his peace. I'm the one that says cheerleader and I motivate him and keep him go and, and inspire him. And if I have kids with him, he's out there doing everything he got to do to provide for us. I do have some type of power, right? And when he comes here and he feel like he's been defeated from the world and work didn't go good, I'm the one that says, babe, it's gonna be all right. Tomorrow is a brighter day, okay? A brighter day, a brighter day. All right, I'm sorry, I had a moment. But tomorrow's a brighter day. Let me cook you something to eat. Don't even worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need anything from me to take your stress off, let me know. If I'm the one that says those things, okay, and I provide peace, be still, and I provide peace to him, to get him out there to do what he got to do, or just to keep him motivated, or just to keep him at ease, okay? Calm. Then that means that if I was to turn up and really go there with you, I might hurt you. I might have you in the wall crying. I ain't even gonna play with you. Like, my mouth, like I said, is lethal, okay? I'll say some things, and we know what it is that's really bothering him. We know when he's not, you know what I mean? I can say some things to you. So I'm going to say hit below the belt that I have you really messed up. I'm not even going to lie to you. I can go there. Right? So we have to think about, how do we behave? And I know behave probably is going to mess up a lot of people. I get stuck on little simple words. But how do we behave? How do we react to when we feel disrespected? How do we react to these arguments and things like that? Because not every day is going to be gumdrops, rainbows, and fairy tales, okay? Not every day is going to be like that. Like the man said, the honeymoon phase. Not every day is going to be cupcake phase. It's going to get real in the battlefield, honey boo boo child, okay? It definitely is. So when we have our moments where we are arguing, or we just happen to have a disagreement, do I come head on to you and have a full-blown car crash? Or do I let you vent, hear what you got to say, and then find a way to say what I want to say without sitting there and belittling you? That's the thing. See, we can get our point across without belittling you. You get what I'm saying? It's a way that you can say how you feel and be nice, nasty. Y'all know, y'all seen Atlanta housewives, okay? They the most nice, nastiest people I have ever met. You know what I'm saying? They will sit there with a smile on their face and say some shit to you. You know what I mean? How can we go about it being nice, nasty? A perfect example. If you see all the women when Kevin Samuels happened to trigger them, when he happens to trigger them on live, they get to be saying, that's why you gay, where your wife at, da-da-da-da, blah-blah-blah-blah, blah-blah-blah-blah, Kevin saying, I'll fuck you up, and disrespect him, when they could have easily just dismissed themselves. Or they could have easily said, you know what, that's your opinion, sir. That's how you feel. Now, think about that in terms of this, because Kevin Samuels ain't your man, so you don't give a fuck. You don't care, okay? But let's imagine this is your man. How exactly do you go about it in that argument? Here's 3 tips that I learned. Is what I learned. First tip is, when we have a disagreement and he's yelling to the top of his lungs, because I date real cool, collective dudes. So when they get mad, it's a storm. Y'all know them calm ones. They real calm because they crazy. They calm because they crazy. All right? So the 3 tips I learned is, when he yelling at the top of his damn lungs, honey, I don't yell. I keep it here. I'm right here with it. I'm like, babe. But see, and yeah, I can't really give y'all a number right now because I'm not in the argument phase. But I will say what I have to say without yelling. And the thing is, when somebody is yelling and you're still calm, it's going to bring their voice down. As crazy as it sounds, and it worked. I remember the first time I was watching MJ Harris, and he said that, and I was like, that ain't working. But then I tried it, and it worked. And I was like, oh, okay. You know? And I was like, once he lowered his voice, I was like, come sit right here, you know. Because then I realized that, all right, you calm now. And I know these hands, these hands got power, okay? So when I get the rubbing on your back and all that, we good. We back in there, okay? Like swing bear, all right? So that was the first tip I learned. The second tip I learned, when we are beefing and we're not getting along, this gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna avoid you. I'm gonna avoid you, like. And I know, I'm not saying the silent treatment avoid you. Like, we gonna still have, like, we in the same house, I'm gonna speak to you and stuff like that. But most likely, I'm probably gonna be in the living room, you gonna be in the other room. I need to cool off. Because if I don't cool off, like I said, my mouth is crazy. If I don't cool off, I'm liable to really go in there and say some off-the-wall-ish. And like I said before, I didn't mean that's calm. Calm. So once he get mad, once he's up here, and I'm up here, I'm just adding fuel to the fire. And I don't know what might happen. I have witnessed this. So that's what I do. I'm like, let me stay over here. I'm gonna calm down, whatever, and wait till he get calm, and then I'm gonna address it. Or he might not even know what's going on. He might not even know what's going on. And I could have been upset about something from a couple days ago, but I gotta get it off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Cause I gotta get it up off me. I gotta get it off my chest. So then I'm like, all right, let me wait till I calm down and then approach it. Because if I go at it right now, I'm a razzle dazzle, okay? I'm a razzle dazzle, all right? I know that about me already. So that's my second tip. My third tip is understand that every battle don't need to be fought. I know that sounds crazy as hell. But sometimes, and I hear people tell men this all the time. I keep hitting this damn mic. I hear people tell men this all the time, right? That, oh, just tell her she's right. Your woman is always right, and this, and that. Well, newsflash, sir, I'm not always right. And newsflash, sir, you're not always right either, okay? However, I like to say I can agree to disagree, okay? I know what's worth fighting for, okay? I'm not about to argue with you for 3 days about some chick that smiled at you at McDonald's. All right, about some chick when we was at the restaurant, the waitress that was flirting with you, and I thought you looked at her. I'm not about to argue with you for 3 days over that. That ain't even worth losing all of this. You get what I'm saying? Like, some things you gotta just look at it and be like, is it even worth losing what we built? You get what I'm saying? So if he get upset and he want to go rah about all that, I might even just, okay, I understand, I hear you, I'm listening. My apologies. Keep it moving. Or if he do something that I don't like and I want to get it off my chest, but I have to sit down and I have to think, is this even worth all of this? Like, is it even worth going there with you? Like, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. When we were younger, we started little petty arguments. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But is this even worth going there with you right now? Like, the waitress flirting with you and I feel like you being too damn nice and my insecurities starting to fucking show like red flags. I feel like he flirting with her. Is it worth me saying, your little girlfriend, or you got bitches, huh? I see you flirting with this bitch. Like, is it worth me going there with him? Or do I just brush that under the rug because he here with me? It ain't even worth it. You know what I mean? Just, some battles ain't worth fighting. Some battles just ain't worth fighting. So that's the first thing I wanted to address. We so quick to react. You know, in this generation, and I lied to you not, and I'm going to touch on this on another episode, but I was watching Joe Budden the other day, and I don't like him. But he had Lola Brooks on there, and I like Lola Brooks, okay? I don't like Joe Budden. I know a lot of people say that. It's not because he arrogant. It ain't really that. It's just like, he just gave off a Jersey City dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Jersey City dudes. You feel me? Not all of them messed up, but the ones I came encounter with, okay? But I don't want to, think everybody the same because one person put a bad taste in my mouth. But he remind me. You remind me of a love that he reminds me of that Jersey City dude I used to date. So I just be like, oh. You make my ass itch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But so I don't really like him like that. But he had Lola Brooks on there, and they were what you call it? They were talking or whatever, and he made a comment.
There's a whole new wave of women celebrating Left Eye burning that nigga's house down.
That's the energy. Saudi.
And they liking that Angela Bassett flicking the cigarette at the car.
That was hard.
This generation is like, yeah. You know what I mean? Why did I get married when Sheila bust Mike upside the head with the bottle? This generation is like, yeah. We feel that. Don't play with it. We feeling that, right? But the reason why this generation is feeling that is because this generation of women is the most masculine women out there. I'm trying to tell you, like, when I tell you we like, because I got it in me, honey. I got it in me, okay? I know. I know. We are not only the most masculine women out there, but this generation probably been hurt the most too. Because you got to think about it. Our parents, now I not always grew up in a 2-parent household, but our moms, black moms, because I'm black, okay? I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but I'm black. So when y'all say, oh, she racist, I keep you racist my own kind, okay, honey? But black moms, when they have a son and a daughter, they smother their son and treat their son like a little girl. Okay, I know that sounds messed up, but treat him like a little girl. You get what I'm saying? And he could stay there forever. Not having a job, playing video games, and treats him like how you would treat your daughter. You know, oh, it's okay. Just figure out your life. Do what you gotta do. You can stay here, whatever. But they treat their daughter like a nigga. Like, they raise their daughter to know how to survive and be independent and go out here and get some bread. You know, and the daughter get pregnant, kick her out. The daughter turn 18, kick her out. A lot of these black women are jealous of their daughter, and that's a conversation for a different day, okay? Because a lot of y'all was laughing at Precious, but some of y'all living that life, okay? Some of y'all moms is definitely Monique, but that's a conversation for a different day, all right? Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it, all right? But they treat their daughter so tough, so hardcore, they building a man. You get what I'm saying? So when we start to date, our generation start to date, the women are the men, and the man is the woman. So when the man starts to do little creepy, weird things that we don't like, or starts to be like really let his feminine side shine, okay? This little light of mine, baby, I'm gonna let it shine. He starts to let his feminine side shine, you got me? And then not to mention all the cruddy things, because nobody's perfect, all the cruddy things that he may do, because we are already raised with that hard exterior, we gotta react. And our reaction ain't feminine. Our reaction isn't girly, isn't dainty. Our reaction is more of a raw. You get what I'm saying? More like a lion. Like our reaction is more of a physical thing, not more of a how can I go about this differently. Our reaction, and I don't know if y'all understand what I'm trying to say because I'm not the best to explain myself, but I'm trying here. Our reaction is I gotta get. How can I say this? I gotta let this out of me. I'm mad. I gotta punch something. You know, you see them scenes back in the days of men be punching walls. That's now the women that we have in our day and age. So we want to punch walls. You get what I'm saying? We want to bash windows out. We want to flatten tires. So that's why a lot of us can really relate to the throwing of the cigarette into the car because we're like, oh, I feel that. I want to do that. You get what I'm saying? Men get mad and angry. They can't hit women. So most masculine men, what do they do? Okay, can't say all, but most masculine men, what do? They go out here, they hit the gym. They ain't gonna hit you. They gonna hit the gym. They get their mind right, or they put their energy into their craft. You get what I'm saying? But because a lot of women are so masculine nowadays, we can't do that. We are ruled off, and not to mention that we are still emotional creatures. You know what I'm saying? Like let's call it space. We moving off our emotion. So you get somebody that's gonna move off their emotion and not think logically. Also mixed with somebody that's used to being tough. So now she got a point to prove. So yeah, she bashing windows and she setting houses on fire. And I really don't think left eye men to do. You know what I'm saying? Because when you really think about it, that's what I'm saying, you got to be careful with the masculine women that are emotional, because we are emotional at our core. It is what it is. Because when you think about how left eye, and I ain't even trying to go off topic, but when you think about how left eye burnt them sneakers and burnt the whole house down, her intention was to burn the house down. She just seen that he went and bought all them Air Forces, and now one size was a size 8. She said, ain't no size in here for me. This nigga always going out. This dude always going out and doing stuff, thinking about himself. He don't never think about me. Not to mention all the girls and he out here sleeping with all these different women, and I can't even get one pair of some Air Forces? You inconsiderate bastard. You know what? I'm burning the sneakers down. And that was her moving off emotion. And she went to burn them sneakers, not knowing them sneakers gonna burn the whole house down. And then when she got out, she said, well, shit, he deserved it anyway. She said, well, let it burn, okay? She said, fire. She said, Bobby's burning. While they was taking her away in handcuffs, she was like, yeah, the guy did that. So yeah, you gotta be careful. You got to be more careful. You got to be careful, okay? So, let me go back to my notes because y'all know I get off point, okay? We have to be careful on how we react when we mad because, like I said, we already touched on that. We have to be careful how we pour into our man, so it's power in your tongue, okay? Now, the other thing I want to touch on with her letter is he's telling you, sweetheart. He's telling you that he don't want you. He's saying, let's be friends. And the thing is, if y'all haven't listened to the episode where I said that this is why it's easier to date a dusty than a high value man, because that behavior you do is not going to be tolerated over there. What you was doing in the trap house ain't going to work over here. You know what I'm saying? That's why he told her, look, we'll be friends, but dating you? Please. That ain't happening, honey. She better be happy that he didn't ghost her. Because there's some of them, and they're going to explain. They're just going to dip off. Because he ain't going to sit here and explain to you his value. He gonna sit here and explain to you how you had him effed up. He gonna tell you that he know his worth. He gonna leave. He gonna leave, honey. Hold on. So, he's telling you he don't want to be with you. So here's what I want to touch on from him saying he don't want to be with you, he just want to be your friend. And I learned this from Judge Lynn Toller, okay? Judge Toller, is that her name, Lynn Toller? I believe I said it right. She said one time in her divorce court episode, she said, "Don't ever let a man tell you he don't want you more than once." And then she explained that they can tell you they don't want you in multiple ways. And this go for women too, because we have some men watching. He can tell you that he don't want you in multiple ways. His actions, and then him flat out telling you. Okay? This man just flat out told you through a text, we could be friends. We could be friends. And here you go, thinking you still got some hope. You still got some hope. You tell myself, well, should I fight for it? What you fighting for? Because you can't get in the boxing ring by yourself, so what you fighting for? What, you going to shadow box? You can't fight with yourself. It takes two, baby. It takes two. So don't let somebody tell you more than once they don't want you. What you should have did is looked at the situation as whole and said, you know what? What could I have done differently? Oh, yes. That's what y'all don't want to talk about, though. But what could I have done differently? Where did I fuck up? Where did I go wrong? Because let me tell you something. Not just men fumble the bag. Some people are just irreplaceable. Not just men fumble the bag. Women fuck up too. I can speak on experience. Women fuck up too. So you had to sit. What you should have did is looked in the mirror, did some reflecting, okay, reality check, and said, what did I do differently? He told you in the text what you did wrong. You're disrespectful. Your behavior, the way you react when you're upset. You get what I'm saying? And I know this is going to sound messed up because they love to tell you that, oh, when you're feminine, you can't act like this, you can't act like that, and da-da-da. You're human. You get mad. You have rages. You get what I'm saying? But it's all about how do you behave in that moment. You can go outside and go for a walk. You can go to the gym. You can come back and have that conversation. But you can't yell and talk to somebody and belittle them and be disrespectful and throw stuff and all that other stuff. And I'm not saying she did all these things. I'm just saying whatever she did, the man said no. He said unacceptable. He said no ma'am. He said get somebody else to do it. That's what he said. He said no stop. He said the devil was a liar. He said you lost your monkey mind, okay girl. He looked at you and said you're bright. You're real bright, okay. That's what he said. But anyways, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, what could I have done differently? What did I do wrong? Because if you don't do these things, then I'm stumbling my words. If you don't do these things, when you get to see him with somebody else, and they happy, and they doing all the things you would love to do, you gonna be feeling like Kelly Price. You gonna be in the house crying with a box of tissue. Tomorrow, you should have told me but he told you. See, what you do is, you're going to swallow that pill. It's going to be hard for to swallow. You're going to swallow that pill, and you're going to get it right with somebody else. That's what you're going to do. You're going to get it right with somebody else. Let me tell you something. Two things I want to touch on real quick. I was in a relationship with a guy, and this won't sound crazy. It is what it is. I tell my truth. I live my truth. I was in a relationship with a guy, and it was my birthday. It was the day for my birthday. And I got white girl wasted, okay? No disrespect to white women, I'm just saying. I got white girl wasted, honey, okay? I was drunk as a skunk, all right? And I called him day for my birthday. We supposed to go on a trip and everything like that. And there's so many different ways to this story, but I'm just going to say the first thing that I thought of and what I learned from this experience. I called him. He did something that I didn't like. And what happened was I was drunk with my homegirl, and my homegirl was throwing up on the side of the bed, and I was on FaceTime with him. My homegirl was throwing up on the side of the bed, whatever. Now, mind you, I'm drunk, she drunk, whatever. And I turned the camera towards him, and I said, look, she drunk as... I turned the camera towards her, and I said, look, she drunk as hell. And she had on a bra. Supposedly, she had on a bra. I don't remember. He told me she had on a bra or she was naked. I don't remember. She had on a bra or whatever, and she was throwing up off of the bed into the thing. And I was laughing because she was throwing up. It was just funny. Like, we do stuff like that, right? I'm young. What the hell? So, he was like, what he said to me was, you a effed up friend. You a effed up friend. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you a effed up friend. And I'm drunk. And he coming at me, yelling at me. All right? I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying. Just telling you how I registered in my brain. And this is my homegirl. We've been best friends for years. How you gonna tell me I'm that stuff friend? You feel me? Like, what? She was like, yeah, you an effed up friend, da-da-da. I looked at the phone, and I said, bitch, you don't know me. I said, bitch, you don't know me. And he said, what you say? I said, bitch, you don't know me. He clicked, he hung up. So now I'm sitting there and I'm mad. But now I'm calm. Now I calm down. I'm like, oh, damn. We about to be arguing. I didn't even have to go there. You get what I'm saying? Because I didn't have to call him a bitch. And not only that, it was just like, it ain't even that deep. Like, I didn't have to take it there. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm sitting in my thoughts and I realize what happened. So I called back. I'm still drunk though. I called back. He's not answering my phone calls. I keep calling. He's not answering my phone calls. I'm like, all right, or whatever. So then the next day is my birthday. We supposed to be going on the trip. He never shows up to come get me. The man just flat out texted me and said, I'm done with you. It's over. I was like, oh, okay. You know, and then first instant is I want to fight for the relationship. I'm trying to make it work and this and that. When I look back on it now, I should have just left it like I'm telling her. I should have just kept on moving by my day. Okay, it is what it is. I'll get it right with somebody else. But and after that, I was like, let me try to fix this. So I was trying to do everything you could think of to fix the relationship or whatever, and trying to get him to talk to me. And I was just like, I was outside, like, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby. Like, I'm literally like outside this man's house. Okay. Like, what? You would have thought I was like scoping his house, honey. I was sitting out there with my cat and everything. Like, he gonna come home. We gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's embarrassing. But I did what I did. It is what it is. And then I started to think when he wasn't responding. I started thinking, what did I do wrong? And I'm like, well, I was drunk, so I thought maybe it was the alcohol. Maybe I shouldn't have that much to drink. And I know that alcohol, of course, played a role in it. But I was like, maybe I shouldn't have that much to drink. So my first thing was, all right, I'm not going to drink hard liquor no more. I'm going to drink wine. And anybody know me since that day, I don't drink hard liquor. I really stick to the wine. Like, it has been a time after that where I was like really depressed, and I did have some tequila shots, and then I did the most disrespectful thing I could possibly do. My mouth was crazy when I was drunk. So after that, I was like, yeah, I'm putting the bottle down, okay. But yeah, after the birthday thing, it really made me realize, okay, I need to stop drinking hard liquor. So I was like, I'm not drinking hard liquor no more, or whatever. Like, I'm gonna just drink wine or whatever. And then I kept texting him, trying to get him to talk to me. He was not trying to talk to me again. To the point my mother even reached out to the man and was like, listen, whatever she did, let her know so she get it right with somebody else. Like, just tell her what she did wrong. You get what I'm saying? And he was not trying to answer what a case may be. And to this day, I think that he felt disrespected about the bitch thing, yeah. But I don't think it was worth calling off my whole birthday. I think he didn't pay for my birthday trip, and he just wanted to use it as an excuse. Okay, you know how when somebody do something, or you try to pick a fight, so you were like, oh yeah, I got her now. I'm going to use this and run off with it. You get what I'm saying? I think he was trying to use that as an excuse to get out. But enough about my personal life. I feel like to say was the first thing that I thought to myself was, what did I do wrong, you know, and let me get right with somebody else. And you kind of got to look at the situation like that. Even though eventually we ended up getting back together. I know you're like, this bitch is dumb. We got back together, we spoke, and he was like, I told him I don't want to drink hard liquor no more. He was like, oh, it's fine. You can drink hard liquor, it's okay, whatever. So I thought maybe it wasn't me being drunk, you know. But I do think alcohol plays a role in my mouth. So that's why I don't drink hard liquor no more. After the last time I had them tequila shots and I got to talking crazy, I said, oh yeah, I had a problem. I said, I gotta stop. I'm gonna stick to the wine because if I'm gonna get drunk, I need to get drunk in the comfort of my home. Because if I don't, I'll be outside telling fat bitches, put your stomach away, bitch. Like, my mouth is crazy. My mouth is real crazy when I'm drunk, okay? Liquor courage on 1,000. Not even gonna lie to you. Back to the story at hand. I looked at it and I was like, you know, what can I have done differently? All right. Because I gotta get it right with somebody else. It ain't gonna be him. So that's kind of what you gotta look at it. Like, you don't get the begging and pleading and trying to get a person to be with you and this and that. You know what? All right, I'm gonna take my L and I'm gonna go on about my day. Okay. And then the last thing I want to touch on is don't give him a discount. What does that mean? The man sat there and said he don't want you, and he said we could be friends, and you said, well, I still find you attractive. I still want to be intimate with you. I can't be intimate with just. And then what did he say? He said, oh, we can still do that. We can still hunch. Yeah, that's what you want to do or whatever. But like, you know, relationship stuff, like, yeah, you're not getting that, right? So that's why I'm saying don't give a person a discount. You know what I'm saying? So he had to do all his work to get you. He had to take you on dates, I'm hoping. He had to invest in you emotionally. He had to invest in you financially, I would hope so, too. He had to invest his time and his energy into spending time with you and talking to you. He had to invest, right? So that he can get those benefits that come with you being his girl. So that he can, this gonna sound crazy, but so that he can get the benefits of laying you down. He went through all the work so that he can get the punani. And now you about to give it to him without him doing nothing. Because you still find him attractive and you want it. And like I said, I'm speaking from experience when I say things, right? Because I know everybody's like, oh my God, she not. I'm speaking from experience. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't air out people's business unless you air out your own, right? So y'all can check out my story times. I air out my own business. So I'm speaking from experience. Remember when Lola Brooks made that comment? She said, I ain't giving out no 90 to no nigga just for fun. Are you dumb? That's what she talking about. Last time I checked, Louis Vuitton don't go on sale. Chanel don't go on sale. Christian Dior sure don't have a clearance rack. So why should you? Why are you about to get somebody a discount? You will get somebody access to you sexually without having to provide for you in any other way. That's dumb. That's dumb as hell. Doggy of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, sis. Like, so, no. Tell him, get somebody else to do it. That's what you tell him. You tell him, you know what? Thank you. You know, but we're declining your offer. You know, we're going to go and pick other candidates. See, because there's other men out here, like, I know the market is real slim right now. At least that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like, okay? I know it seems a little slim, but I'm telling you, if you just work on the things you need to work on, you need to work on, you're going to have a pull him in a date from. And he ain't even going to remember that man's last name. In 2 months, shoot, you ain't going to remember that man's last name. You're going to be like, Billy who? Bobby who? Bobby what? Do what you got to do. And get in the car and drive forward. And stop looking at the rear view. You keep on looking back there, you're going to crash. Keep it moving. Get it right with somebody else. You made a mistake. You fumbled this. Okay. It's okay. Women fumble. We always say men fumble the bag. Men fumble the bag. Women do too. Some people are irreplaceable. We fuck up. We fuck up. Get it right with somebody else. Get it right with somebody else. Just be like, you know what? I went wrong here. I did this wrong. All right, now I know. Because it's a learning experience. You get what I'm saying? Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. And don't be like, oh, he couldn't handle a real woman. No. He told you straight up. You cool and all as a friend. Dating you? Get somebody else to do it. That's what he said. So now you know. Move on. This train gonna keep on rolling. One monkey don't stop, no show. Okay. So that wraps this up. All right. As always, ladies and gents, keep it clatchet. I look forward to hearing from you guys next time. Mwah.